ॐ वाङ् मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मयेधि वेदस्य आणीस्थः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासि अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु भक्तारमवतु भक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति 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 हरिः ॐ. Om, may my speech be accorded with the mind. May my mind be accorded with the speech. O self-effulgent one Brahman, reveal thyself to me. May you both speech and mind be the carriers of the highest truth to me. May not all that I have heard depart from me. May I be able to join day and night through this study. I shall utter what is verbally true. I shall utter what is mentally true. May that Brahman protect me. May that Brahman protect the teacher. May that protect me. May that protect the teacher. Om, peace, peace. Peace be unto you all. Good morning. This morning, I would like to speak on a subject. The title of that subject is a little bit unfamiliar to you, it looks like. But those who are familiar to Bhagavad Gita, they are familiar to this term, this Buddhi Yoga. You know, in Indian mythology and Indian or Hindu religion, three gods are the three pillars. One is Brahma. Brahma is the creator. Then the next is Vishnu. It is called the Vishnu, and Sri Krishna is the same. So the next is Vishnu, and the third one is Lord Shiva. So these are the three pillars in Hindu religion. So one is creator, Brahma is creator, Vishnu is sustainer, and Lord Shiva is the destroyer. So in this way it is said. So Brahma is the creator. We cannot find any temple in India, Brahma temple. Only one temple we find. That is in Rajasthan, in Pushkar. Only one temple. And fortunately I visited that temple. But, deity is there. Deity is there, but it is not very clear what kind of deity is that. Only one temple in India, Brahma temple. No other temple is there. Mainly people of India, they worship Vishnu or Krishna or Narayana like that. All are the same person. So Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, as you know, that all the chapters in Bhagavad Gita it is ended with yoga. Even the first chapter is the despondent, means that is also yoga. Arjuna's despondency, that is also called yoga. Everything is yoga. Even the buddhi means the intellect. Intellect is also yoga. Buddhi yoga. Everything is yoga there. So, Sri Krishna is the main person in Bhagavad Gita. So, Sri Krishna is called Yoga Purusha because he is yoga. He is the main person of yoga. Ramachandra is called Purushottama, Maryada Purushottama. Purusha means the person, human being. Purusha Uttama, Uttama is the best. So human character you can find in Ramachandra. Some human dealings. So he is Maryada, means he is the best human being, perfect human being. The concept of perfect human being is Ramachandra. Sri Krishna is yoga. He is the main kernel of the spirit of yoga. So he is the yoga. And Lord Shiva is yogi. He is called yogi, yaga, with all, fire sacrifice and all this. That is called yaga. Yaga means the fire sacrifice. That is called the fire sacrifice. So in Bhagavad Gita, everything is yoga. The title of my talk this morning is Buddhi Yoga. So Buddhi means intellect. What is the function of intellect? Human personality. In Indian philosophy, and spirituality, they dissect human personality. Everything has, as the doctors in outside hospital, they dissect, the human body. They dissect human body to analyze. So these Indian philosophers or the Indian spiritual leaders, they dissect the human personality. So what are those things? Mind, buddhi, intellect. So they dissect the mind in 5 things: ahankara, buddhi, chitta, manas. So these are the 4 things. It is called antakarana. So mind is one of the components of antakarana. So this is the karana. Karana means the instrument. Anta means inside. So what is the internal instrument? The external instruments are our hand, our legs, our tongue, our eyes, ears. These are the external instruments. So what is the internal instrument? Internal instrument is antakarana, the internal instrument. And this internal instrument comprises manas, mind, buddhi, intellect, ahamkara, ego, and the chitta. So these are the 4 things, 4 components combined to form the antakarana, mind. So buddhi is the determination or determinating faculty. Buddhi means intellect. What is the function of buddhi? Mind, manas. What is the function of mind? Mind is just like a pendulum. It is swinging from this end to other end. Every moment you are thinking different things. No determination. Mind is always fluctuating. Now you are thinking this, next moment your mind is just swing over another topic, another thing. You decided you have to do something after this lecture. After this lecture, your mind swings over another things. So mind is called in Sankalpa Vikalpatmak Manaha. So sometimes it is called do this, sometimes it is called not do this. So Sankalpa and Vikalpa, these are the two characteristics of mind. So this is the mind. But what is the determinating? You have to do something. Ultimately you have to decide between these dualities, these bipolar things, So, and you have to do something, otherwise you cannot work in this world. So, what is the determinating factor? What is the faculty within you that determines that, yes, I have to do this, I shall do this. So that is called buddhi. So buddhi is that kind of faculty is called buddhi. So this is our function of buddhi. Then there is chitta, is the storehouse of all our past impressions. Our samaskaras, which is called samaskaras. These samaskaras are the chitta, is the storehouse of all these past impressions. And we are our character. What is our character? Our character is the resultant force of the sum total of all past impressions. So all past impressions, sum total of all past impressions, and the resultant of the all past impressions, that is character. So character is built out of all our past impressions, samaskaras. From samaskaras, our character is built. So this is manas. And aham is the I consciousness. Yes, I am sitting here. I am delivering a talk. This I consciousness is called aham. So these are the four things. Manah, chitta, ahankara. So these are the four things which is called antakarana, the internal instrument. However, this morning I am going to speak on Buddhi Yoga as mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna mentioned this Buddhi Yoga, and it is little confusing. Why it is confusing? When we utter the word Buddhi Yoga, and we know what is buddhi or intellect, determinating factor, immediate, we think that Buddhi Yoga is connected with our intellect, with our mind, with our brain, all these things. But actually it is not. In Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna mentioned it in a different way. So many new things Sri Krishna introduced in Bhagavad Gita. Traditional things he introduced in a new form. As for example, yajna. Yajna means the fire sacrifice. In Vedic period we know the people, the ancient sages, they used to perform the fire sacrifice. So they used to do the fire sacrifice. Okay, that's fine. Then fire sacrifice, when they used to do the fire sacrifice, Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, he used this term fire sacrifice and the essence of fire sacrifice into a different meaning. He introduced it because when Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Sri Krishna, it was way later than Vedic period. So he introduced it and connected this yajna as a yajna chakra, as a wheel of our creation. He introduced this in fire sacrifice. What we do, we offer the oblation in the fire, and as a result what we get the fruits. As for example, for heaven, they perform the fire sacrifice. For their son, they wanted, some person wants son. So for having a son, they perform the fire sacrifice. So see, they are offering the oblation in the fire, and as a result they are getting the fruit. If you think it is a cyclic process, you are giving, you are getting. So it is a cyclic process. So Sri Krishna took these particular things, so cyclic process. He said that the whole universe is a kind of cyclic process. See, if you think it is a cyclic process, we are getting so many things from the nature and we are giving this. In our small thing also, in our workplace, we are giving our labor and we are getting our salary. So see, everything in this universe is a cyclic process. However, so in this way, Sri Krishna introduced so many new concepts in Bhagavad Gita. So this morning I am going to speak on Buddhi Yoga. And you know what is Buddhi and how Buddhi Yoga is introduced with Karma Yoga. Not only that, he resolved, he did not mention it very elaborately in Bhagavad Gita, but from this concept we can resolve a very critical problem in our life. Those who are sitting in this hall, we know all that we want to be spiritual. We want to devote our more time to spirituality. But our commitment to the world, our so many duties, for all these commitments, all our responsibilities, we cannot devote that much time in spirituality. But we want, but we cannot. So there is a conflict always in work and meditation. So when we start meditation, we immediately think, I have such and such works. See, we cannot concentrate. So there is a long-term conflict between meditation and work. So those two things are completely different, opposite direction. But this particular Buddhi Yoga, through this, we can combine meditation and work. So excellent way Sri Krishna introduced this term, amazing. Let me explain this thing. So the term is Buddhi Yoga, and in different verses we find in different names Sri Krishna spoke about this Buddhi Yoga. As for example, in verse number 50, 51, in chapter 2, he said Buddhi Yukta. Yukta means connected. Connected with Buddhi. Then chapter 10, verse number 10, he says Buddhi Yogam. And then chapter 18, verse number 57, he said Buddhi Yogam. In chapter 6, verse number 43, he said Buddhi Sangyogam. So connected with Buddhi. What is this? Let me explain how in detail. So Buddhi Yoga first mentioned in verse number 39 in chapter 2. Sometimes people are confused by thinking that Buddhi Yoga is connected with Jnana Yoga. Because Buddhi is kind of Jnana, so Buddhi is connected with Jnana Yoga. But it is not. Why it is not? Sri Krishna very clearly said in verse number 39 in chapter 2. He said to Arjuna, I have explained you Sankhya. Second chapter is called Sankhya Yoga. This Sankhya means it is not Sankhya philosophy. It means, Sankhya means Atmatatya, the theory of self, theory of soul, theory of Atman. So that is called Sankhya in Sanskrit. So Sri Krishna said, I have explained you about the Sankhya. So what is Jnana Yoga? Jnana Yoga means the path, the skill of knowledge. Knowledge about what? Knowledge about ourself. Everything is directed towards self. So knowledge about ourself. So that is called Jnana Yoga. Now, Sri Krishna very clearly said that I have explained you the Sankhya Yoga, means Atma Jnana, the Jnana Yoga. Now I am going to explain you the Buddhi Yoga. From here it is very clear that Buddhi Yoga is not Jnana Yoga. Because Jnana Yoga is connected with self, Atma Jnana. So knowledge of ourself. So it is very clear that Buddhi Yoga is different from that. Now, actually, Sri Krishna connected Buddhi Yoga with Karma Yoga. It is connected with karma. Let me explain you how and why. Let me explain you, this is the meaning of Buddhi Yoga. I informed you. The meaning of Buddhi Yoga according to Bhagavad Gita, I said. But meaning, what is the meaning of it? Philosophical meaning of it. It is a new kind of yoga that only Sri Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. We cannot find in any other place of Indian scriptures that Buddhi Yoga is there. No one said anywhere else. It is the philosophy of yoga. Yoga means the skill. Skill of attaining the knowledge of Atman. Skill of attaining or experiencing about Atman. That is called yoga. Yoga is a skill, a technique. So, it is the philosophy of yoga that says how work can lead us to spiritual realization. Generally, work is the cause of bondage. Through work, we become tied up. Why? Because the cause of our work, why do we work? What is the reason of our work? If we ask ourselves, what is the reason of our work? Why should we work? The simple question is money. To earn money, to live livelihood. The point is this: without our livelihood, still we work. We try to earn more than the expenses of our livelihood. Just barely we live. We want to earn more than that. So the point is, the motive force of our work is desire. We desire something. We want something. So desire is the motive force of our work. And desire is the cause of bondage. If we desire, ultimately it will give us suffering. There is no way. There is thousands of reasons why desire gives us trouble. If we desire something, it will give us trouble. It is a thumb rule. So, ultimately desire is and trouble means, suffering means the cause of bondage. The more we tied up with this world, see, very simple thing. If we personally tied up with some another person, with Mr. X, if we personally tied up with Mr. X, ultimately that will be the cause of suffering. The more we love and tied up with somebody, the more trouble. So bondage is nothing but trouble. However, the karma work is the bondage. We know that. The karma is bondage. But if we work with three things, that will become karma yoga. And karma yoga will not be the cause of our bondage. Can you remember anybody? Those who have attended last Sunday? Because last Sunday the topic was, shall I ask? Karma and karma yoga. So, how karma will become the karma yoga? All work we do, that is the karma, that is the work. How karma will become the karma yoga? Because of three things. Can you remember anybody? No. You good. Three things. One is karma phala tyaga. Okay? First is karma phala tyaga. You have to, or karma bija tyaga, whatever. So you have to get rid of the karma phala. Then the karma tyaga. You have to disconnect yourself from the work itself, identifying with the work. You have to get rid of that. And the third one, kotritya tyaga, the get rid of the doership. I did this. I did this. So this kind of doership. So get rid of that. First, get rid of the attachment of the fruits of work, then with the work, and third, the doership of the work. These are the three things. So if we can get rid of these three things, then the karma, any work, will become the karma yoga. Now, it is said, the action produced bondage. Only if we do it ignorantly, we don't know, then it is. But this yoga, buddhi, will help us to perform actions and yet not to have any bondage. What is that buddhi or quality that defends us from the bondage even if we work? That is, in Bhagavad Gita, we find the equanimity. In second chapter, or balance of mind. That is the secret that Sri Krishna explained in Bhagavad Gita. How can we find this balanced mind, this samatta buddhi? Before going to that, and before explaining how work and meditation comes together, before that, let me explain you the spiritual meaning of Buddhi Yoga. I have explained the meaning of Buddhi Yoga according to Bhagavad Gita. I have explained the meaning of Buddhi Yoga, the philosophical meaning of it. The philosophical meaning is that karma is the cause of bondage. But if we perform any work as a karma yoga, then that will not be the cause of bondage. On the other hand, it will be the cause of our liberation. That is the point. Now, what is the spiritual meaning of Buddhi Yoga? The mind can be controlled only by something higher. How can we control our mind? See, how can a person control another person? Only if the police can control us. Okay? The boss in the office, manager in the office can control his or her subordinate. So if somebody's power is higher, then only it can control the lower power. If a person is very strong, he can control the weak person, So everything, if the power, always the higher power controls the lower power. It is the thumb rule, it happens always. So, if we have to control our mind, then what shall we do? We have to control our mind by something higher than the mind. What is the higher than the mind? In human psychology or human system, which is subtler, that is more powerful. So what is the subtler than the mind? See, take the example. Body is the gross. Who is controlling the body? Mind. Mind is controlling the body. If my mind says, please, raise your hand, I can raise your hand. So mind is controlling body. So who is controlling the mind? Buddhi is controlling the mind. That famous example in Kathopanishad, the chariot example. The horses are the senses, gross senses, 5 senses, 5 horses. Reins is the mind. So reins are controlling the horses. Remember these things, this allegory. So reins are the mind. So mind is controlling the senses, reins. Who is controlling the reins? The charioteer. The buddhi, the intellect is the charioteer. But who is controlling the charioteer? The master who is sitting in the chariot. According to his will, charioteer is, guiding the horses. So master. So Atman is the master. So the charioteer is the buddhi, intellect. So mind is controlled by buddhi, the higher powerful thing than the mind. So what is happening here? Unless this higher intuitive faculty, which is buddhi, is to some extent developed, it is not possible to do karma yoga. So 3 qualities of karma yoga. How buddhi is connected with karma, please see. So 3 things of karma yoga. Get rid of the fruits, get rid of the work, get rid of the doership. These are the 3 qualities. So unless we can do in this, and what our mind, because desire, we are connected with this because of our desire. So who can control this? Mind, desire is connected with our mind. So who is control this? Buddhi. That is why Sri Krishna called Buddhi Yoga. So see, Buddhi Yoga, when Buddhi has that kind of skill to disconnect our mind or control our mind. What does it mean, control? Control means it must not be attached with the desire. So when Buddhi can control our mind, that is called Buddhi Yoga. So, in fact, it is only when Buddhi emerges, comes forward and takes the charge of work, it becomes Karma Yoga. That is why Bhagavad Gita calls Karma Yoga means Buddhi Yoga. So Karma Yoga and Buddhi Yoga is equal. So that is the spiritual meaning of Buddhi Yoga. Now, how can, from this concept of Buddhi Yoga, how can we reconcile our work and meditation? So 3 things are required for Karma Yoga. And these 3 things I have already mentioned you. Then any work will become Karma Yoga. In meditation, we are reconciling meditation and work. Now, what is the 3 things is required in meditation? When we meditate, 3 things are there. What are the 3 things when we meditate? I am meditating. So I am the subject. I must be present there. Then on something I am meditating, the object of my meditation. So that is the object of my meditation. That is the second thing. And third, the connecting link. If there is no connecting link, then how can we meditate on some object? So we are trying to meditate on something, the meditation of our object. And you know, I always give this example that we always try to concentrate on the object of our meditation. It may be our chosen deity, it may be some thought, it may be some light. So, on some object. So the point is this: when we meditate on some object, there is a connecting link. And what is the connecting link? Can anybody? Huh? I give another example again and again. That is, you are trying to meditate, you are trying to hold your object of meditation, and always it slips away. You know, if you start meditating here right now, what is happening? You are meditating on some object. You are trying to hold some object and you are trying to think that particular object. And you will find that without your alertness or consciousness, the object of meditation slips away. And you will try to grab it and you will try to bring it under your focus. This is what we do generally. So, what is this force you are applying to bring that object of meditation under your focus? Yes, that is called will. So, the connecting link is the will. So, there are 3 things in meditation. I am meditating, the subject, the object on which I am meditating and the connecting link between these three. This is the will. So these three things are required. So what is the first stage of meditation? The first stage of meditation, we are thinking some object in the external world. So we are thinking the object. But that is not the real meditation. See, object is outside. So outside objects are nothing but we are remembering things. You saw something in our external world and you are with closed eyes, you are, as for example, here is the picture of the Holy Trio. Now if you want to meditate on the Holy Trio, then what you will do? You will see the altar and then you will close your eyes and you will try to think. So you are remembering. This is the process of remembering. You are remembering the altar. The object is outside and you are remembering the object. So this is the first stage of meditation. And this is correspondence to the Karma Yoga. The first one is Karma Phala Tyaga. So Karma Phala Tyaga is the outside, external thing. It is all gross body level. Try to understand. Then there is a subtle body. What is happening then? We meditate, then afterwards you will find that the object will become the connecting link. The connecting, we meditate on the connecting link. Only the will is there and you cannot see the object outside. And the third stage of meditation is that the object and yourself will merge. You will find that object and you are same. That is the real meditation. Now, these three types of meditation. So first you are concentrating on the object, then concentrating on the connecting link, and the third concentrating on yourself. This is the three stages of meditation. These three stages of meditation is connected with three stages of Karma Yoga. So first stage of Karma Yoga is get rid of the attachment of the fruits of work. Fruits of work is in the gross level. Okay, and it is connected with the object of your meditation. Second stage is the connecting link in meditation, and with the work you are eliminating yourself. You are get rid of the identification, your identification with the work. So then it is connected with this thing. And lastly, you are eliminating the doership and you are meditating on yourself. So when the second stage is coming, when we are concentrating on the connecting link and we are getting rid of the work. So when we are in particular this stage, then actually it is a quantum jump. We completely get rid of the physical world. It is a higher kind of transcendental world. We jump into the transcendental world. And the last, when we meditate on ourself and it is connected with the doership, we completely, at that point only, we can eliminate the doership. Because when can we eliminate the doership? When aham will go, I-ness will go. And when we meditate on ourself, that I-ness will go. So this is the And at that stage, at the third stage, the work and meditation become one. So how Buddhi Yoga is coming in this place? It is coming in this way. The acquisition of a pure, free and supple will supported by the awakened luminous self remaining as witness. This is called Buddhi Yoga. So when actually we are coming in the second stage of meditation and the second stage of Karma Yoga, then only Buddhi Yoga comes into place. So will is connected with Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi means the will. That will is connected. When will is withdrawn from the desire, that is the control of intellect. So Buddhi. So when it is completely Buddhi is free. So free will, it is called the free will. When will becomes free? When it is disconnected from the desire, then only will becomes free. What does it mean by free will? Free will means when it is completely detached from our desire, from our senses. So it is completely free. Then what is the third step? It will connect with the self. In ordinary sense, it is connected, our will is connected with the external world, with all other things. The determinating factor, how the determinating factor we schedule. We schedule in this way, we connect the will and we fix it. Yes, we shall do that. That is called Buddhi. Buddhi is the determinating factor. When will is connected, then we determine that. That is the mechanism. So, when will becomes free and it is connected with the self, then that is called Buddhi Yoga. So, Buddhi Yoga is actually, Sri Krishna promises us, he in the verse number 10, chapter 10, he says very clearly, Teshang satata yuktanam bhajatang priti purvakam. Very clear that he said, Tesham, whoever is always connected with me and bhajatam priti purvakam, worshipping me or adoring me with all kind of priti, all kind of love and devotion, then what will happen? Dadami buddha yogam, I shall bestow buddhi yogam to them. Who is worshipping me and connected with me always devotionally, to them I shall give buddhi yogam. And what is this Buddhi Yoga? This Buddhi Yoga is will is disconnected from the desire and everything, and it is connected with the self. Third stage of meditation. It is connected with the self. And only then we can perform the Karma Yoga perfectly. Because it is connected with the third level of Karma Yoga. And at this stage, there is no conflict between work and meditation. The whole life and 24/7 will become the meditative awareness. What we are doing, that is the part of the meditation. In this stage, actually, no distinction between work and meditation. It was through Buddhi Yoga that the 17th century French mystic, Brother Lawrence, was able to practice the presence of God at all times, in all places. Any question? Yes.
I'm trying to understand whether this intellect somewhere in the mind, how we cultivate it. We have different ways to control the mind, to direct the mind, to keep the mind. I mean, different ways we have talked about it. But intellect, it's above it. I think you just mentioned maybe just worshiping, loving God, or is it also mindfully living my daily life at work?
See, our concept of intellect means we can fix something in a intelligent way, or we can solve a mathematics, we can write the computer program efficiently. That is what we call the intellect. Our intellect is that. But intellect has other functions also. And that is the determining factor. When mind is just swinging like a pendulum, what is that factor that you are fixing? Okay, I shall go there. Means we are connecting that particular thought with our will. So determining factor is intellect, and the locus of will is in intellect, in buddhi.
Would this be similar to the Buddha's teaching of like right mind, right?
Right mindfulness.
Yeah.
Well, yes, it is closer to that. It is very closer to that. Because that I shall speak on that when I shall speak on different types of meditation, then probably I can speak of that. Yes, because mindfulness is nothing but a kind of meditation, a divine, a spiritual awareness. But it may be similar to the second type of meditation. It is close to second type of meditation, not the third type of meditation. Third type of meditation, identified with the self, that is exclusively Vedantic. So Vedanta goes one step further here. You see, all meditation techniques of different religions are different. You cannot compare one with another. At the most, we can say that it is very closer to that level. But these two are completely different. Any question? Okay. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkham apnuvat, sarvastarotu durgani, Sarvo bhadrani pashyatu, sarva sadbuddhimapnotu, sarva sarvatra nandatu, durjana sajjano bhuyat, sajjana shantimapnuat, shantamuccheti bandhebhyo, muktoschanyan vimochayet. May all be happy. May all enjoy good health. May all see happy events. May all be freed from miseries. May all be freed from dangers. May all realize what is good. May all be actuated by noble thoughts. May all rejoice everywhere. May the wicked become virtuous. May the virtuous attain tranquility. May the tranquil be free from bondages. May the freed make others free. May the Supreme Spirit, the presiding deity of all sacred activities, be satisfied. For He being pleased, the whole universe feels satisfied. Om, peace, peace. Peace be unto you all. So as usual, tea and coffee will be served from the Sadhananda hall, which will be followed by Prasad luncheon. You all are welcome. And on next Sunday also we have a talk. And then next month on 9th, we have Shivaratri in the evening from 7 to 9 in this hall. There will be music. Music means the songs on Lord Shiva. And there will be pouring water on Lord Shiva. And then on 17th, we will have Sri Ramakrishna's birth anniversary celebration here at 3 p.m. You all are welcome. And then in April 6th, Saturday, we will have a talk by the emeritus professor from Iowa University on Ramachandra. Hanuman in and out in Ramayana.
Will that one be in San Jose?
Here. Thank you.